Hello, and welcome to this episode of Course Showcase. Today we'll be playing the hike on Brunette, which is a rookie course by One Putt Guru. This is the first course they have made. They asked people in the Facebook groups if they would check it out, give them any advice on how to make improvements. I am not a designer by any means. I play these courses purely from a golfing perspective. I'm a golfer. I'm a player. I am not a designer. But as a player, I do have insights that I can give. One of the first things I can say right now, I would like to see more than one tee set. Minimum of 2. 4 is ideal. 4 is great. You could settle in the middle with 3, but one pin just doesn't give a lot of options, doesn't give the variety. But, it's their first course, so we'll see what's going on here, All right, course info is it's a par 72, 18 holes, 7,687 total yards. Fairways are soft, greens are normals, green speeds are medium, weather is light cloud, and it is afternoon. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. First thing first, let's set the old camera up, get us a look. Oh, I like the beach right there. Starting off. Looks like we're playing around the cove. Looks like there's holes over there. Definitely holes over here. So we're playing. Interesting. Interesting indeed. All right, well, let's go. Not a lot in ways of obstacles. I'd like to see more bunkers. There is very few hazards on here. Very few hazards. I don't really see anything, honestly, bunker wise. That is something that I would like to see. Looks like there might be some bunkers over here by this hole here, by the green. But really, I'm not seeing a lot. I'm not seeing. So that is one thing that I would suggest is add a little more bunkers into it, add a little more hazards. Don't go crazy with the hazards. Don't overdo them, but throw a little challenge in there. All right, well, let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's get into it. 10-mile-an-hour wind here, huh? Fairway ain't too bad. That wind's dropped down a bit to 9. Got a little bit of a. Oh, there's a little roll off right there. Oh, well, aren't you a sneaky one? All right, well. Thought we was up on the dance floor, but apparently we were not. Get on up there. That should be a nice cleanup shot for the par. There we go. First hole down. Staying it even through. Second hole is a par 3. 112 to the pin. We got a wind from left in front to right behind. So not quite a full-on headwind, but not quite a crosswind either. And we're going up to an elevated green. So let's put this up here. Oh, right there. That was not how I wanted that to go off. But it is what it is, you know? Oh, that would have been a nice, that would have been nice. Nice little there chip in for birdie, but oh, just missed the par. Just missed the par. That's unfortunate and sad. That is unfortunate and sad. All right, third hole, par 4. 291 yards to the pin. Got a 12 mile an hour, 11 a mile an hour crosswind. We are not going with a 5-wood. I think we can put a driver out there. I think we can put it out there close as we can get with a driver. That's pretty respectable. Oh, get up there. This new controller is very sloppy on my swing path. I gotta dial it in. A little bit of a slope, not a lot. Let's try right there. We'll take that for the birdie. Bring us back to even par. Go to the fourth hole. We are fourth hole, par 4. Looks like we are 472 yards to the pin. The wind's somewhat at our back at 8 miles an hour. That looks like a good place to land. Looks like a good place to land. All right, now the wind is definitely, now we have a tailwind as we're making our approach shot. A little bit left to right roll there. All the squares around the pin look good. Don't look like anything. No real crazy red lines in any of them. Well, I'm putting for a little farther putt than I wanted to putt. But it looks like it might be fairly decent. Let's go ahead and roll it up there, see how close we can get. Oh, had we put just a little bit more, just a little more in, a little more mustard on that, and she'd have been right in the bun. All right, par 5 is on the 5th hole. 545 yards to the pin. 7 mile an hour wind from our right back to our left front. So we're going to want to go over here because it is going to carry a little bit to the left. And that was a nice straight shot. That carried very well. Very well. Now we have a nice little tailwind to deal with. Let's pull back just a little, though. Try. I want to try to roll it up on the front of the green there, just kind of. All right, well, this one's for birdie. Doesn't look too bad. Oh, but looks could be deceiving. No, got it. Nice. There's our birdie bringing us 1 under. All right, 6th hole, par 3. 222 yards to the pin. We got a 9-mile-an-hour headwind, and we are hitting to a lowered green. Be very, very easy when you're going from a lower green, even with a headwind, to overshoot the green. So let's pull back just a little. That is the most ugliest shot I've ever seen, but somehow it landed all right. I'm not even going to ask, not questioning it. I'm just going to accept. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Didn't get that break right where I wanted it, but we should be able to clean it up for a par and move on. 7th hole, par 4. 356 yards to the pin. Got that wind coming. Not exactly at us, but it is coming from the from in front of us, from the left to the right. So we got to adjust for not only that, but we're just going to slow the ball down just a bit. Well, this is going to be, let's go ahead and we'll put it right there. And we just barely crept off the green there. Well, let's see if we can't clean up for a par shot. There we go. Clean it up for the par and move on to the 8th. Nobody here, Junior. I don't know who you're waving at. 8th hole. Par 4. 359 yards to the pin. Still dealing with that left to right wind in our face. And a very, very narrow fairway. Very narrow fairway there. Not too much of a problem, though, for it. Let's go up a club, just because. Just because I want to try to. That worked out better for us. Putting for a birdie. Hopefully we can sink this birdie. It would be so much better if we could. Looking promising. There we go. Ninth hole, par 5. 521 to the pin. Still have that wind. Has not changed directions on us yet. It has slowed down just a bit, though. Ooh, that is a crazy swing plane. That is a horrid, horrid shot on my part. I should be ashamed for such a shot. That was not much better. I am playing just really rough catch up here. Let's go one club up to try to see if we can't just get ourselves out of this. We are not doing any better. This, folks, is just a... This is what they call a cluster. Unfortunately, we are shooting for par on a hole that I should not be shooting for par on. I am disappointed in myself with that performance. This is going to be a bogey hole at best. And I'm going to go home and cry because that was just a horrible, horrible performance. Should have been no reason that ended up in like that. All right, 10th hole. We are 464 on a par 4 to the pin. We now have a crosswind to deal with. Ah, we're coming back across the... This might get a nasty bounce. Yep, that was not what I was hoping for. Not what I was hoping for at all. Well, we're on the dance floor, but let's find out where we end up. That's a pretty impressive place to end up. But can we capitalize on it for the birdie? We do capitalize on it with the birdie putt. All right, moving on. Moving on to the 11th hole. 11th hole, par 3, 227 to the pin. Little bit of a wind still that we're dealing with here. This might set down pretty nice. It's going to catch that that runoff there, so we got a little bit of a run back because of the where we caught it. Definitely looked like a good side of the pin to be on. Let's go about right there. And I might have over-adjusted. I did over-adjust. Oh, have mercy on me. And that was a not adjusted enough. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can do better than that. What is wrong with you? 12th hole, par 5. 548 to the hole. We are now on the other side of the bay, it seems. And we got that little bit of, not a lot of a crosswind, but a little bit of a crosswind. I am hesitant to go here only because didn't matter. That was a horrid shot. That come off very nasty. That's what you get for having a shot that's just too fast. Really trying to nail down this new controller. I'm having a hard time with it. I guess that's what I get for buying a cheap controller instead of actually purchasing a quality Xbox or PlayStation controller. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad controller. It's just a little too sloppy for this game. This game requires a controller that is a little more precise. All right, we're into the 13th hole. It is par 4. It is 340 to the hole. Got a 6-mile-an-hour semi-tailwind. We might be able to get this one. Now, let me get a bounce. Let me get a bounce. Let me get a bounce and a roll. Let me get a stop. Drove that par 4 and 1. Can't complain about that. Got a lot of work to deal with, but not a problem. We should, if we read the cards right, we should be able to get pretty close for finishing up with a nice birdie putt. There we go. That should, we should be able to finish real strong with the birdie on that one. All right. 14th hole, par 4, 178 to the pin. Wind from behind us, to the right. Some right-left action on the wind. I'm seeing double pins again. Somebody else that is using a shared green on something. Interesting. Either that or I have been in the sauce. Oh, just skimmed it. Just skimmed it for that. Missed. I'd rather blow a birdie putt by a mile than by an inch. All right. 15th hole, par 5, 538 to the pin. We do have a rough spot right there in the middle. So, I mean, it's kind of a bit of a hazard, but not, I mean, I'd like to see a little bit better. Because with that bounce, easily was carried. Had that been a bunker, as opposed to that, that would have been a bunker shot. My suggestion there is take that roughage out, put a bunker there. That one is going way to the come on, I gotta get these dialed in. Gotta get these dialed in, I really do. And this is a bit of an interesting putt for eagle. I'm gonna try that. Just want to get close. I'd love for the eagle, but I'll take a birdie. That should be able to clean up nice for the birdie shot. We'll take the birdie and we'll move on. All right, 16th hole, par 4, 488 to the pin. That's going to run the right side of the green. Oh, I see there. Interesting. These holes, the tees face each other on these two holes. That's an interesting little concept. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what that was. Let's hope it lands halfway decent. It's tracking. Oh, man, those just missing them by inches are so heartbreaking. Well, folks, I mean, it happens. It really does. And unfortunately, another narrow fairway with a somewhat of a crosswind. This could go real bad real fast. Or I could just hit a real nasty swing plane and not have to worry about it. Oh my goodness, this controller. Controller is very sensitive to movements. I would have loved to get that. I would have loved to have that par putt, the save face, but it is what it is. 18th and final hole, par 4, 406 to the pin, and we are shooting the bay. Okay then. Okay then, indeed. Little outhouse out there. Ah, gotta love the outhouse. Not how I wanted that to finish off, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. Hopefully we'll save par. We'll get out of here. That is it. We have our par. We have finished the course. Not a bad first time. Not a bad first time course. Like I said, few things I would like to see changed. Maybe one, couple more tees. 2, some sand bunkers, well, just bunkers, not sand bunkers. Some bunkers, maybe some water other than just the 2 little gaps that cover there. A little more bunkers, a little more water hazards, just a little more hazards in general. Really, the biggest thing that caused me to have the score that I had was my putting, was my skill, was my golfing. Which, dealing with, like I said, a new controller and it's kind of sloppy and everything. Somebody that has the controller on, has has their controller dialed in, has their game dialed in, is just they're gonna destroy this course. I mean, it's gonna be real easy for them, even on highest of settings. So it's not bad. There's room for improvement, but it's a great first shot, great opening salvo. Just study a little architecture, study a little designing of stuff, and take what works from this course and add to it. You should be beautiful for the next one. Anyways, folks, that's it for us. As always, be good, be blessed, and happy golfing.